Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick my top 5 favorite smallmouth bass baits. With spring coming up, going to get ready for some smallmouth bass fishing, so I thought I'd make a quick little top 5 lures kind of review thing. So we're going to start with my number 5 and we're going to work our way up. The inline spinner. So like this guy right here. So this specifically is an Arctic spinner. I believe it's the chartreuse one. These are a little bit bigger inline spinners than usual. I'll also use these little guys, the Vibrexes, number 3s, quarter ounces. I've just had a lot of success on bass with them. They're also a really great steelhead lure too, and most of the time when I'm down in the creeks fishing in spring, could be a mix of some steelhead or some smallmouth, so that lure is kind of very versatile because it's going to catch both things. Again, I usually use the Arctic spinners or the Blue Fox Vibrexes for them. Color doesn't seem to really matter for the most part, it seems like. I've had some good success with the white ones for the Arctic spinner. And then for the Vibrexes, the blue body and the silver blade has always been a pretty good worker. When I'm targeting specifically more steelhead, it seems like the pink ones work really well for them too when they first come in. So number 5, Vibrex spinners or the Arctic spinner. So inline spinners. That is the tube. So tubes is just kind of you're gonna work it on the bottom, kind of give it some pops and hops and stuff like that with it, more so to stimulate kind of like a looking like a goby and stuff like that. So that's usually good smallmouth bait, obviously, because smallmouth and Lake Erie specifically love their gobies and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a quick little how to set it up and stuff like that real quick too. So, or how to rig it anyway. So you got your tube jig head. So on the tubes, there's like a little hollow thing right there. You can take your tube jig head, put it in through that hollow end there. This is kind of why I don't really like using tubes, because they're kind of a pain in the butt to get the jig head in for the most part. So then you're going to have something like that. So this is where your hook point or your hole for your line is going to go. So you're just going to push down a little bit. And there is your rigged up tube right there. Simple and straightforward, nothing fancy. Like I said, making it look like it's a goby, something like that on the bottom. I believe this is a 3.5 inch one, so it's kind of a bigger bait, but it works pretty well. And number 3 for me, dependable, swim bait. So swim baits are going to catch you all kinds of game fish, largemouth bass, pike, smallmouth, muskie, so on and so forth. It's just one of those baits, again, that catches a lot of different varieties of fish. It's not specifically targeting anything, so it's just multifaceted for me and works really well. So what I specifically use soft plastic wise for them are the Z-Mans, the minnows, and I like the mood ring color because I think it looks like a really nice emerald shiner imitation, so that's why I really like that one. And then to do a quick swim bait rig up, again, it's gonna kind of be similar like the tube. So with the minnows, they kind of got this little, if focuses. You can kind of see there's a little indent there. So you got your jig head for it. You put it on in like that. Then you're just going to push her up on there. And then because this is a Z-Man soft plastic, it's kind of hard to push it up on the jig head because it doesn't want to be ripped apart. Which is another reason why I like the Z-Man soft plastics. So it's going to kind of look something like this. That plastic should be further up on the jig head and stuff like that, but like I said, I can't. I'm having a hard time pushing it further up the jig head, but you want it sitting up like this, so it got that minnow body going on, and then your paddle tail back there doing its swimmy thing for you. So that's number 3. So this is something that I just kind of started doing a little bit last year. So it might make my way to number 1 eventually, but as of now, it's going to be my numero 2. And that is the drop shot. So if you guys want to know how to tie up drop shot, I got another video elsewhere on the channel that I'll leave a link to. So for drop shots, I use these, again, Z-Man drop shots. So it has a Z at the end of it. And then this year I'm trying out the finesse shads too. Again, there's a video up on the channel how to rig this up properly and all that good stuff, but that's basically what the plastic looks like itself, out of the packaging. Again, I like the Z-Man stuff because it's really... So, I'm going to get laughed at by the guys at work for this one because they always call this the Andrew tutorial. So, you can really stretch them out pretty far. So like even the sin piece, go all the way out like that, and it goes right back to form. That's why I like Z-Man stuff, because it's pretty durable. And it catches fish, so at the end of the day, if it's going to be durable and it's going to catch me fish, and it's nothing like the other brands where you get 1 or 2 on and they rip, that's usually why I go with them. I also like the, I'll use the KVD Dream Shots too. Those are pretty cool. A little bit, they sink a little bit more and stay down a little bit more to Z-Man stuff because it's a little bit more buoyant, kind of has a tendency to float up a little bit. I feel like I get a little bit more action on the Dream Shots, but at the end of the day I'm still catching fish probably equally on both. Then my number 1 smallmouth lure, the good old-fashioned Ned Rig. So this guy, you're going to work on the bottom just like the tube jig and stuff like that. It's not like the swim bait where you just kind of cast it out and retrieve. Same thing with the inline spinners where you cast them out and retrieve. This is just, you're going to work it on the bottom, give it some pops and hops. The old P&H pop and hop. Again, if you're noticing, using Z-Man again, that color right there, the green pumpkin goby, is probably my favorite color. Catch a lot of sheephead on it, a lot of smallmouth, nice earthy color to it, and I do really well on. When I go on the lower Niagara, however, it seems like this Goby Bryant color, I'll take one out of the packaging so it's a little bit easier to see here. I like this Goby Bryant color. So if you can see, it's got that whitish silver color to it, and then on the bottom, or on the top rather, that's the top color, it's got an earthy tone with some gold flake in there, orange flake, some little purple. That's one that I seem like I do really well on the lower Niagara with, is that specific color to Goby Bryant. Not to say that I don't catch anything on the green pumpkin goby, it just seems like I do better on the Goby Bryant. So again, that one's a Goby Bryant. Finesse TRD is what they call them. And then for an honorable mention, because I don't have a topwater in here, and then if anyone's ever watched smallmouth topwater videos, those are pretty fun and pretty cool. I just don't catch enough of them on topwater to have this in the top 5. I have caught fish on this guy. So this, if you guys don't know, well, it actually says right there, is a topwater spook. So this guy is a walk the dog style action top water. I've had a couple of them go off in the creek on them and stuff like that. It's really cool when they do because they absolutely crush the crap out of it. So it looks really awesome. You'll definitely get more of your bites subsurface, though. I think they say it's like something only like 10% of your actual bites that you get come off of top water. So the top water is really situational and stuff like that. But again, I just don't have a lot of them under my belt on top water to put it in my top 5. I'm sure if I got enough under my belt, I'd probably have it in the top 5 easily, because it's just so cool to use, and it's pretty simple to use too on top of it. And like I said, for the most part, don't have enough experience under it. I do have a kayak to use this year, so I'm sure next year if I make another one of these, I might be rearranging some things on there, which I'm hoping I do. And hopefully, like I said, get that spook up there on that list a little bit more, and maybe the drop shot. I just started doing that last year and it proved pretty effective for me, so we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my personal favorite top 5 smallmouth lures. So if you have any that you like that I didn't mention, pop them down in the comment section. Probably use them myself, but I just didn't include it in here on this. Or if you have a top 5 that you want me to know about, pop them down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.